I'm going to share with you the scariest and most vivid encounter I've ever had spiritually, and the reason why I believe in God, and the reason why I believe that there is another realm through some sort of veil that we cannot see, but that exists very much. I often tell my daughter it's kind of like the upside down in Stranger Things, where there is another side, you just can't see it. But the other side knows and sees your every move and hears your every word. So I was about 17 or 18. This was after I graduated high school. I lived with my parents and it was bedtime. It was bedtime, but I was not asleep. Bedtime means I was headed to my room to go to bed. At this time, I had a little dog, and for me to go to bed, I would wait for my dog to come into my room so she wouldn't be cold. She was a little Chihuahua. I remember going to bed, like towards my bed. I remember pulling the covers back, calling my dog, and as I propped up my pillows and waited for my dog, mind you, I'm fully conscious. I know I'm not asleep yet. It takes a while for me to fall asleep. I suddenly wake up and I'm dressed different. I'm in the middle of a warehouse, picture Costco, but with all the lights off and nothing inside of it. And I'm standing in the middle of it and I could feel cold. And the first thing that hit me was a nasty, nasty scent. You know when you know someone's near you, you don't have to see them, you could just feel, like you could feel when somebody creeps up on you, and you could feel when somebody's passing next to you. You can have your eyes closed, but you could feel a human being passing by you. I kind of got that feeling that there was something on that corner, like in the back corner, far away, but I could see it and they knew I was there. And so I slowly started to turn and terror just took over me. My body was shaking, I was sweating, my stomach was turning. You know when you get nervous and your stomach drops? I had that feeling. And as I turned slowly that way to see what it was, I began to hear chains. And I began to hear what sounded like a dog barking. Not one, but many dogs barking. And it started getting louder and louder and louder. My eyes made contact with the chains that were hitting the floor. Someone was taunting the dogs, like messing with their chain. And the dogs started, they were sitting down, they got up, and they started kind of like pretending they were coming at me. And they wanted to eat me. These were not regular dogs. I did not know this was so real until years later. I saw the movie The Lord of the Rings, and the minute I saw those beasts come into the scene, my heart dropped because it was the exact same creature that I saw that night. And like the orc beast dogs or whatever, those things are what were trying to get me in that encounter. I followed up quickly to see what was holding these things back, and all I could see was a massively tall shadow. I see this shadow, it's massively tall, at least half the height of a Costco. It's wearing like a black cloak. I can't see a figure. It's just like a cloak-shaped black cloud, but I could see two massively sharp-looking red eyes pulled like this. And as soon as I saw that, I closed my eyes, I turned around, I braced myself, and I said, "You're gonna die. Like, this is how it ends." I was mortified. I was like, I'm gonna be ripped to shreds. I don't know what that thing is, but it's here for me, and it wants me. As I turn around, and I'm just like saying my goodbyes to myself, like, hang tight, this is gonna hurt, a little dust of light comes from the very top of the warehouse, like a tiny little dust ball of light comes, but as it comes down, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This part gets me every single time. That dust ball sets itself not in the ground, but right in front of me. It doesn't touch the floor. And as it expands, it becomes a massive desk. I remember seeing what looked like a judge sitting on there, like this smoky cloud, but in the shape of a judge, well built, very like it demanded authority. The entire warehouse went quiet. I didn't hear any barking. I didn't hear any more chains. And I just felt like I'm in court now. Like I've been summoned to court and this light being is going to address me. And I felt like I was in a sentencing hearing. I had like a reverential fear for the light. Not like I'm scared of you, like you're going to tear me to shreds, but like I can't look at you because like there's this authority there. And the judge addressed me. It didn't say, "Hi, I'm Jesus," or "Hi, I'm God." It addressed me and it said, "Lily, they are asking for you." And when he said, "They are asking for you," I knew what he meant. I turned and I looked, and these beasts started barking again and getting louder and louder and louder. And he asked me a question. He said, "What do you say?" Basically, like, what's your defense? And I turned around and every part of my inside was pleading with this ball or cloud of light, like, please don't let them get me. I turned around, I faced the cloud person, judge that was there, and I said, "Let it be your will." Those are the only words that came out of my lips when the inside of my soul was crying to save me. But all my lips could put together audibly was, "Let it be your will. Let it be what you decide." And when I said that, I saw the judge smile, give me a thumbs up. He didn't say anything else to me. And immediately, that creature, let the chains go, and the dogs took off in my direction. They started full speed. Remember, these are like the orc creatures from, or orc beast from the Lord of the Ring, like that, like full speed taking off towards me. I braced myself. Not only could I hear these beasts coming for me, but I could smell them, and they smelled putrid, like death. It was a really disgusting and vile scent. And I remember them barking and like clawing so desperately, like they were so close to me. And right when one of them full speed like lunged at me, this judge, I don't know out of where he pulled it, but there was a hook, and he hooked me. I was wearing a hoodie. He hooked me from my hoodie and yanked me up, and these beasts ran right under my feet. I woke up from whatever this was, and my mom comes into my room. I'm crying. My shirt is completely soaked and wet. And she's like, "Are you okay? It's time for school." I never slept that night. I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, but for me, it helps me to remember that no matter what trial I go through in life, no matter what transition I go through in life, at the end of the day, years ago, I gave God the will over my life. So no matter what attacks we receive in this human world, He has the last say. They could be so close to getting you, but He won't let them have you because you submitted your life to God. And I rest on that. I have my faith in that. And like I said, I have had this in my heart for years. I've shared it with very few close people. I've never shared it in church. I've never shared it with others, but I think it's time for someone out there needed to hear this.